Yeah, she passed you.
I can't see. But when two of them blue on this side, not really lights, but it's kind of short.
You can be the best driver, but the situation around you can change in an instant. Amanda Umscheid said this: if you have respect for yourself and for others, you won't have to go through what our family has went through. Ashley Umscheid just finished her freshman year at Kansas State University and had moved back home for the summer to do some relaxing before she started her sophomore year of school. Her plan was to just have downtime. It was a clear day on May 2009 when Amanda's younger sister Ashley responded to her sister in a single text message with a single letter, K. Ashley's truck veered off-road, began to swerve. When she re-entered the highway, she lost control. The truck flipped end over end, ejecting her from the vehicle. She died 3 days later. Now that important text of K doesn't seem so important. Ashley was 19 years old. To be able to explain how accidents like these can be prevented, I'm going to share with you some dangers and some statistics of what inattentiveness while driving can produce. Many of us think that sending a text or checking an email or sometimes even calling while you're driving isn't going to be a big deal. It takes your eyes off the road for a few seconds. A lot of us think, I can handle it. People think, it won't happen to me, or I know what I'm doing. I was intrigued at how many accidents there have been texting related alone in 2012. By show of hands, who in here is guilty of texting while driving? Who in here has ever looked up to realize they're in the wrong lane or speeding or about to hit someone while texting or driving? I know I have. The number of you that have had near accidents due to inattentive driving was 5 out of 7, was 3 out of 7. Just imagine that multiplied by everyone in the United States. Throughout the research, I'm going to explain some of the dangers that I saw. The dangers that go along with inattentive driving include cognitive, manual, and visual. Okay, pretend with me. I'm driving my car and my visual. I take my hand off my wheel, pick up my phone, and I'm looking at it. The visual is when you take your eyes off the road and look at your phone. The manual is taking your hands off the wheel to send a message, check an email, check your Facebook, as a lot of us are guilty of. And the cognitive is when you mentally stop thinking about driving and you focus on what you're seeing, what you're reading, what's going on in the world. Other ways of being inattentive while driving include eating, drinking, putting on makeup, or messing with the radio or the navigation. The 3 areas mentioned first have become especially dangerous because all 3 aspects are rolled into one. You can't just have one without the other, and on all 3 of them is just a lot to deal with. When you're on your phone, you don't focus on what's going on around you. It makes your reactions slower. The only thing that you're really thinking about is what's on your phone. You're not paying attention to, like I said before, speed or the right lane or anything like that. And if there is something coming up in front of you, it takes that much longer to react. One study I found showed that stopping distances for an unimpaired person are just over half a second at 0.54 seconds to stop. For a legally drunk person, you add 4 feet to however long that was. For reading an email, they say you add approximately 36 feet. And if you're sending a text, one hand or two, they approximate that you add 70 feet on top of the additional half a second to stop. If the dangers of these aren't enough on their own to have everyone put their phones down, I found some statistics, and it really shows how these dangers can add up and how they correlate together. From the CDC, the Center for Control and Disease and Prevention, nearly half of all U.S. high school students 16 years or older had admitted to texting while driving. Students who text while driving are nearly twice as likely to ride with a driver who would text or drive, or who would drink and drive. 40% of all American teens say that they have been in a car with someone who has been texting or driving that has led to dangerous activities that could have hurt themselves or other people. In 2011, 3,331 people were killed in crashes involving a distracted driver, and that number had gone up from 3,267 people in 2010. Injuries alone were 387,000 people in 2011, down from 416,000 people injured in 2010 from distracted driving alone. In 2011, more than 196 billion text messages were sent, nearly up from 50% in 2009. Obama issued a federal law prohibiting the use of texting for any governmental personnel on government grounds or driving government equipment. In 2010, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration enacted that all commercial drivers, it was illegal for them to text and drive. And then each state has their own texting laws and texting bans. In Kansas, it varies with novice drivers, which is what the beginner drivers would be, the 17 and under, when they have their restricted license, they have a total ban of cell phones. They can't call, they can't text, they're not supposed to have it at all. For the rest of the population in Kansas, over 17, there's a text ban. They're not supposed to text. And a cop has the right to, if they think that you're texting while driving, they can pull you over just for that alone. They don't need another reason to witness or to issue a citation. They don't need to see you speeding. They don't need to see you swerving or running a stop sign. If they see you on your phone, they can pull you over for it. The issued ticket for texting is $60 for the first time. I didn't see anywhere where what the second would be, but the first fine was $60. If it leads to causing an accident where there's an injury or a death, then they can file a bigger ticket, or they can issue a bigger citation, which would lead to reckless driving or endangerment or anything like that. With texting's ever-growing popularity, and with cell phones being as popular as they are and having as many capabilities as they do, expectations are that things are only going to get worse. But as a society and as a population, if each state could get on the same track of having their own laws, or even one whole set law for the United States, then dangerous activities such as texting, checking email, being on Facebook, anything that could cause inattentiveness can be cut back. through understanding the importance of what inattentive driving can do, we can also cut down on accidents, deaths, and injuries. And distracted driving endangers life and current property, and the levels that the injuries are at currently is unacceptable. So the next time that you're headed to the grocery store or downtown or to work, just think that Ashley Umscheid is no longer here, and she was only 19 years old. She was just starting out, and that could happen to any one of us at any time. So with this, I say, on the road, off your phone.
Yeah.